Welcome back everyone to the Italian Federation. Last time we left off, we made pretty big progress in terms of the defeating of Austria. We are now at the gates of Vienna and we are preparing for the final push into Vienna and then Hungary, which should hopefully capitulate the Austrians and make them essentially at our mercy. Right now we're going to be needing to defeat this pocket that we created in northern Austria near the border with Bohemia, and once we defeat this pocket we will then reorganize our army and make the final push. Thankfully the pocket seems to be defeating itself by trying to break out, which is not a terrible idea except for the fact that they don't have any supplies, so their combat effectiveness will be reduced by an enormous amount. And in general, that will reduce their organization enough for us to have a pretty great advantage when actually fighting them. There's still quite a lot of enemy divisions, however. We're going to be needing to essentially just whittle them down one by one so that they are backed into a corner where they cannot retreat, so that then once their organization runs out, they will just get overrun and lose the division instead of just retreating to another province. This will be a very costly battle, but it is one that needs to be fought. Obviously, also the fact that there's a very limited combat width in this province is helping us quite a bit. They're still trying to sabotage our civilian factories, which is very annoying. There it is, the end of those divisions, and now our army should be ready to go for another attack. Now, the problem is we need to reorganize our forces, partially because I would like our generals to get trained a little bit more and not just have Messe fight every battle that exists, so that later on we will have a little bit more of a flexible general pool for our various needs. In the meantime, we'll still train our divisions that we do have. And I'm just waiting for these guys to finish their redeployments, so that then I can take a little bit of a better look at what we have. Nah. Fuck that. Fuck that, because they're just taking forever. Okay, so we'll take half with the mountain divisions. We'll take this half and take you and make one army, which will be working in the north. Like this. And we'll have Sebastiano Visconti Prasca commanding it. Their job will be to push towards Budapest in the north. And the second army will be in the south. Like this. We'll be pushing towards the south of Hungary. And it will be commanded by Ubaldo Soddu. Fucking Sardinians. Okay. And then they'll be reinforced accordingly when our divisions come off the line and are ready to fight. We should also avoid wasting our air force. There shouldn't be any missions being flown right now, so there should be no combats, but you can just never be too sure. We also seem to have the ability to make a new fighter wing. Obviously going to be very good for us. Our plane production is starting to shoot up a little bit, and there's also a problem with artillery. We have lost quite a lot of artillery in the last engagements. We do have the assault concentration, however. We also have branch interoperability ready to be researched, which is going to give us a lot of organization for all of our troops. And we haven't been able to capture any airfields so far. However, we can build one. Actually, no, we can't. Let's try, though. Next complete is going to be at the 11th of December, so it doesn't take very long at all. Hopefully, we'll be able to use it. We can also prioritize the repairing of these civilian factories, which is not going to take a long time at all. Having our Air Force be closer to the action is going to obviously help us by quite a bit in the next coming up fights. And there's an Austrian offensive, which seems to be going very well in the south. So we'll just retreat across the river in the areas where we don't have the river protection. And we'll just make tactical retreats wherever we are in trouble. Just to make certain that we're not going to collapse right in the middle of Austrian territory. However, we do seem to have some problems, so we're going to activate our Air Force. I'm going to activate our Air Force because we need to do that to repel this enemy onslaught. Really, this little area is the one that's having the most problems. The area right next to Vienna. Please don't get overrun. Okay, thanks. So the enemy offensives seem to be helped by the fact that they have finally managed to get artillery onto their divisions. Although I'm not sure from where, I don't really see any artillery. Well, it is in their mountain divisions. Might actually be, hold on, it might be motorized artillery. Not even sure if that is possible right now. Oh well. Our infantry over here is almost trained and we need them in the action. So we'll send them on over. It is really the center push that's worrying me right now. They are managing to give us quite a lot of headaches. Quite a lot of headaches, indeed. Because they have a lot of infantry divisions pushing on through. And we can't seem to stop them. Would also like our two front lines to not overlap due to the automatic reshufflings. I wish that you could prioritize your Air Force onto one combat or another. That would be a very good help right now. We can make a flanking attack over here against the southern flank of the enemy attack, which should give us the ability to threaten all these enemy divisions and make them give up their offensive. So that was a very good enemy offensive, but it will not be enough to, I think, save them from defeat. I would really like now to get either some infantry equipment attack increase. Yeah, that would be a very good decision because we're now just finishing our research on a new infantry equipment, so having that bonus is going to help us quite a bit. Yep, I'm going to take it. And we now have the ability to produce a new model of artillery, which is excellent. Let's see if we have any new models of aircraft that we can research. None that I can see. So for now, we'll just be waiting on that. We could get some air doctrines, however. That would definitely help us out in the long run with our Air Force. Could also get armor. We are definitely lacking in armor, at least for now. Does our land doctrine give us any bonus towards our Air Force? Not that I can see. Very unfortunate. I would have liked some air support bonuses, but oh well. Yep, only seems like air-land battle gives bonuses to air support in the line doctrines. But we can still get some bonuses with battlefield support. I think we're gonna go for battlefield support. I usually go for strategic destruction, but I'm trying to focus on close air supports in this playthrough, just for a change. And we're gonna be upgrading our artillery right now. Obviously, the priority is not going to be... Actually, with the artillery upgrades, perhaps upgrades would be a better idea. I don't know. I'll just be waiting on that. I'll just be canceling a few of these divisions. Actually, I just fucked up. I should have canceled these ones instead of the ones that were already almost trained. And as expected, the attack has thrown the enemy into a bit of a disarray, trying to rush for the flank. And they seem to have left their capital ungarrisoned. Which means that we can just walk in Vienna and capture it. And we'll allocate more production towards guns, because we are going to have the gun upgrades available to us soon. And there goes the end of Austria. Montenegro gets 72 points. We'll instantly retake the core states that are part of our war goal. And then we'll just move on down and try to annex as much territory as possible. We might just be able to annex them all in one turn. Probably not, though. Nope. We're gonna have a few territories be left. There we go. There's the end of the Austrian Empire, and I might just be crashing. Nope. We'll be seeing if there is actually an event for the partitioning of Austria, but I sincerely doubt it. And we have a lot of military factories now to work with. So let's increase the production of our Air Force. The Papist Volunteers. The spread of the godless syndicates throughout the world has infected America, and many people wish to help the American Union State win a moral and righteous victory over the CSA. So it looks like we can send some help over here to the American Union State to help fight with the combined syndicates. And they definitely need the help. So we'll send the help. It's going to be 10,000 manpower and 1,000 infantry equipment. Nothing too major, since we have just seized the stockpiles of the Austrians. Yeah, that was towed anti-tank that they had on their divisions. Very strange. They also had 300 light tanks. Of what kind? Panzer L-36 Lux Mark III. Interesting. And oh. There seems to be a justification coming against us from the Socialist Republic of Italy. So a pretty good idea right now seems to be to reinforce the areas of our... Why do we have these divisions being so green? I don't know. Yeah, a good idea seems to be to reinforce the areas that we have that are going to be fighting the enemy in this kind of a battle. We don't seem to have any enemies to our east, so we can leave that area. Now, Romania might try to claim these areas, but they don't have a justification against us quite yet. And Serbia might try to claim, especially Vojvodina over here. But so far, no real need to worry. Now, we definitely need to get the divisions that are not ready up to a ready state before the war. So that means training. Training very quickly, hopefully. That will also give us quite a lot of army experience. Let's also plan the construction of some naval dockyards, which is going to be a decent investment later on, because we need a navy. We need a decent navy. Let's prioritize rebuilding the infrastructure right now, just in case we're going to be needing to fight in the area. We need the cryptology effort, unfortunately, to expand the Academy of Sciences, but it is a sacrifice that we're going to be taking. Right now, I would definitely like the Littorio class battleship, which is also not a name that the Italian Federation would likely use, but we'll go over that. We could go for the Perla submarines, but right now, I'm gonna be looking to carriers. Okay, so a few of these divisions are ready to go back into the fray. Okay, now that I see, there's also a river over here, which is going to help our defensive efforts by quite a bit. So we can just move the defensive line up to the border with France. And also make a plan. There we go. With our superiority in terms of artillery, we should be able to fight off the Socialist Republic of Italy by quite a bit. They seem to love building towed anti-tank for whatever reason. And we can also reorganize our air force a little bit more to fight in the south of Italy. There we go. There's another infantry division ready to ship off. So we're almost ready to actually face the French. That one thing that I actually really need to do is edit my mountain divisions to be actually good. I wonder if we have enough artillery to actually do this though. Yes, we do. Engineer company. Recon company. Do we have enough support equipment to do that? Yes, we do. Good. And do we have enough support equipment to equip some of our infantry divisions with some better companies? We do. And there's the new submachine gun available for our building. Right now, we could get motorized rocket artillery for our future mobile divisions. That sounds like a fun idea, but we need to get some armor. We first need to definitely get some armor. And now we can... Okay, we can't actually create an upgrade, but we can change our infantry equipment around. We're going to prioritize upgrades on that, because upgrading divisions that are already existing and are already quite experienced is going to be superior to upgrading or outfitting new divisions that are not going to be quite as ready as our main front line. There goes someone down here. Oh, looks like Brazil won the Civil War. That's obviously not very good for us because we are enemies of the syndicalists. Our army seems to be almost ready. Branch interoperation is also going to help us by quite a bit. Do we even have any more land doctrine focuses? No, we don't. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Indeed. Now that most of our army over here seems to be at a regular level, we can just gather the ones that aren't and have them train. Oh, there goes the Civil War in India. The Dominion has declared war on the Princely Federation down here in the south. For some reason, the Dominion of India seems to hold Madurai, which is not going to last very long with the Federation having troops nearby and the Dominion not actually having any ports. However, the problem with the Princely Federation fighting the Dominion is that, well, they have a lot of troops. Okay, the problem still is the fact that the Dominion has the support of all the Entente, which means probably a lot of naval landings. I think I just... Oh, shit. Yeah. I just removed my jack by kicking it off my computer. My headphone jack. Good. Sorry if you heard a weird sound. That was just me reconnecting my headphones. And I still have no sound. Damn it. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, no. Now I have sound. Great. Problem is you don't. For whatever reason. Hold on, let me fix this. Okay, now it should be working. We have just gained the national focus. We can get the Academy of Science expansion, and that is very, very tasty, but we will not get that one yet. We do want the 6th research slot, and then once we have achieved that, we will go back towards, I believe, trying to get White Guard so we can get some replacements for our army. Let's check out the wars that are going on right now in the world, now that we are at peace. Hold on. First I need to use my civilian factories for something. We do have already quite a lot of production going. I believe we can use some air bases. Some air bases would definitely be useful. Also, I believe anti-air is now decent. How long would it take to actually build anti-air? 10th of May. That takes a long time, actually. 1 full month of 15 factories. I wonder if radar is any good right now. Again, all these questions, for now we can't exactly answer them. And now that we're facing the French, we have to remember the fact that the French have a navy. So they might do some kind of sneaky naval invasions. And we don't want that. We absolutely don't want that. So we're going to be needing to send some troops to garrison the islands and also the ports. Just trying to spread out our production like butter, because that is going to help us in the long run. It looks like Cyprus is still managing to hold on against the Ottoman Empire alone. So, Godspeed, brave little Cyprus, I guess. That's all I can say. Yeah, checking out the wars, we do have the Delhi-Nepal War, which is still going on. Nepal has lost 9 guys, and India has lost 3,000. Interesting. The Soviets are still at it, with the Russians and the Finns. Seems to be a bit of a stalemate, but the Soviets are on the losing side of that, I think. And then the American Civil War, the Ottoman Cypriot War, which is hilarious, and the Delhi Princely War. So it looks like Delhi seems to be the most warlike or war-drawn nation so far. And now we're just going to be waiting and seeing, as is very often the case in Kaiserreich. Well, not really. Hearts of Iron in general. Main problem is going to be the fact that there's terrible territory down here, terrain down here, and terrible territory over here. Tibet declared war on Bhutan. That's not very nice, Tibet. I mean, poor fucking Bhutan. Seriously. Man, the leader of Bhutan is actually really handsome. He's really handsome. Like, holy shit. And Tibet actually has an army. They actually have a decent army, and they are allied with Mongolia, so obviously they're not weak at all. Nothing to be laughed at. What do we need more of in terms of production? For now, some naval bombers would not be too bad. Do we even have the capability to produce decent naval bombers? Yes. So we will go for those. And we can also get some resources, because otherwise we're going to be running out. Man, thank God for Siam existing. Because if it was like in the base game where you have to rely on just the UK and the Netherlands to get your rubber needs, then that would be very annoying. Thankfully, a basically neutral nation exists for us to use as a trading partner. As you can see, that's actually improving our relations quite a lot. We also have the same ruling party, so that probably helps. We are like-minded countries. And the main line over here between the Princely Federation and the Dominion of India is going to be at a river. So whoever tries to advance will probably meet a very, very steely doom. We now have the Giuseppe Miraglia class. Not exactly what we want to build. Still a little early in terms of technology. We have a new mountain division, and now our army facing France is now at the 24 maximum. To fight France, we're going to be waiting until either they declare war on us or they are fighting the Germans. And probably we need to expand down here. We could get the National Development Program, but that will be very, very, very long to complete. 210 days. So for now, we could get just 8 civilian factories or military factories for free, which would be pretty decent. But we'll be going for the equipment effort. We're starting to get our navy replenished a little bit. What we really need right now is capital ships. What we also need is to not waste most of our army facing the Socialist Republic in Puglia and Abruzzo, which are these two areas. Yes, I forgot Molise. There's a little tiny thing called Molise over here, but nobody ever cares about that. We really need to face Naples because they don't have the highest national unity. Hold on. There's a research that I can do. Let's go for the Littorio class. And then we'll focus our dockyards on producing those new capital ships because we have a decent amount of screens right now. 25 destroyers is not that terrible. Rip Bhutan. Rip Bhutan. And we're running out of manpower. To be expected, considering the amount of forces that we are raising. And there is the Socialist Republic of Italy's justification ready to fire on us. Hopefully they'll leave us a little bit of time. Nope, they won't. And the Union of Britain has also joined. That is very bad. That is actually very, very bad. We're going to be needing to pull a lot of troops out the lines to garrison all the ports. Because the enemy is going to have a lot of ships patrolling. We need to garrison 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ports, which is very, very, very bad. We'll get some troops off the line to do that. There's pretty much no way to avoid having to do this. Because some of our biggest cities are port cities. So if we lose those, we're going to be in trouble. No, strategic redeployment. Thank you very much. I believe this is going to be the end of the part. Let's just grab a... We could get a Chief of the Air Force. We could get Capital Ship Producer. That would be very useful. That would be very useful indeed. Also, minus 12% on destroyers. Oh, all these are so good. All these are so good. Also, fighter producer. We have no one that will increase our production speed of fighters. Oh no, we do have one. Fratelli Nardi. And we could also go for a high command person. Infantry division attack. Yes, please. Let's go for that. That will help out all our army in a pretty major way. So, we'll try to face this conundrum in the next episode of the Italian Federation. I'll see you then. Hope you've enjoyed so far, and I'll see you soon.